議員議案。
Members' motion. Honourable Andrew LEUNG will move a motion under Rule 49E2 of the Rules of Procedure to take note of the Competition Ordinance Commencement Notice 2012, which was included in the report number 9/12 to 13 of the House Committee laid on the table of this Council. According to the relevant debating procedure, I will first call upon Honourable Andrew LEUNG to speak and move the motion. Mr. LEUNG is also the chairman of the subcommittee formed to scrutinise the relevant item of subsidiary legislation. After Mr. LEUNG, I will call upon other members to speak. Each member may, who wish to speak, please press the button. Mr. Andrew LEUNG. Chairman, as chairman of the subcommittee, I move that the item be moved so that members would have the opportunity to express their views on report number 9 to 12 to 13 in relation to the Competition Ordinance Commencement Notice 2012. I would like to, in my capacity as chairman of the subcommittee, report to members this scrutiny work. The commencement notice is about the setting up of the Competition Commission and also the Competition Tribunal, so that the Competition Commission can produce guidelines and start consultation and publicity work, and also the judiciary would be able to put in place all the adjudication procedures in preparation for the operation of the Competition Tribunal. The subcommittee noticed that the competition ordinance would be implemented in phases. This commencement notice is the first step. By the time all the preparatory work is completed, which will take about 1 year, the prohibition of anti-competitive practices and other provisions will come into effect afterwards. And the Competition Commission can take complaints and conduct investigation, and the business sector would be in a position to get accustomed to the new situation. Members basically feel that the global recruitment of the head of the Competition Commission who possess the relevant expertise is a step in the right direction. Some members feel that in relation to the turnover, the Competition Commission and the stakeholders should be consulted. The members support the commencement notice and will not move any amendments in this regard. And this is what I have to say by way of a report. Thank you, Chairman. President.
I now put a question to you, and that is that the motion moved by Mr. Andrew LEUNG be passed. Mr. Ronnie Tong, President. For years, after we have successfully secured the passage of the competition law, this is the next step forward. There weren't many controversies in scrutinizing this piece of subsidiary legislation. People have a lot of expectation. After the enactment of the competition law, many people have asked me whether we have got the competition law in place already. Are the anti-competitive behavior that they have witnessed subject to the competition law? Then time and again I have to explain that the legislation has not yet commenced. So people have a great desire for the competition law to be implemented as soon as possible. So with this commencement notice, we are moving ahead. We are concerned that there are work to be done For example, in establishing the Competition Commission, we hope the government can make the appointment procedure transparent so that people of Hong Kong understand why some people are appointed or why some people are selected. This is important. If the composition is such that only members representing business interests are on the commission, our past efforts would have gone down the drains. So I hope the Secretary can listen to the views expressed and make the procedure transparent. And also the executive support is important. There was a promise from the administration when the bill was considered that the head, the chief executive officer, will be recruited through a global exercise. We want to get someone who is independent and professional, who can help us implementing this controversial piece of legislation. I would expect some proper response from the Secretary. Does any other member wish to speak? If not, I'll invite the Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development to speak, and the debate will come to a close after that.
President, in June, the Council enacted the competition bill to deal with anti-competitive behaviors, and the Competition Commission and the Competition Tribunal will be set up to implement the legislation. In 2012, on the 23rd of November, I've gazetted the commencement notice. The short title, the definition that will be applicable to the competition ordinance, and the provisions will come into effect in August 2013. On the 30th of November, the House Committee decided to set up a subcommittee to look into the commencement notice. And on the 11th of December, we had a meeting. I'm grateful to the chairman of the subcommittee and all the members for their scrutiny and the invaluable input. And I welcome members' expression of support for this commencement notice. During the stage of bills committees, we have made it very clear that there would be a phased implementation of the competition ordinance so that the members of the public and business sector will get used to the new legislative provision in the transitional period and make the necessary adjustment. At this point in time, we will first of all bring into effect all the provisions relating to the structure for the Competition Commission and the Tribunal to be set up. Upon establishment, the Commission will put together the guidelines, the exclusion, the complaint, and the investigation guidelines. And before amendments, LegCo and the relevant people considered suitable by the Commission will be consulted. And there will also be publicity and education to make the public aware of the details. The Tribunal will also put together the necessary arrangement and the guidelines in preparation for the implementation of the Tribunal. When all these preparatory works are completed, the competition ordinance will be brought into effect in full. President Mr. Andrew LEUNG and Mr. Ronnie Tong expressed their views a moment ago about the recruitment of the CEO of the Competition Commission. Under the ordinance, the Commission can recruit the CEO and other staff to support its work. Since the CEO's position is very important, we believe that the Commission will recruit the right talent to make sure that the CEO position will be filled by someone who is suitable with the right expertise. If we lack the right talent locally, the Commission can decide whether to recruit internationally. Mr. Andrew LEUNG also made the point that the procedures for recruitment, it was also alluded to by Mr. Ronnie Tong, will be fair, and the Competition Commission is an independent entity. It is funded by the government. The administration will observe the guidelines regarding subsidy for these bodies, and we will remind the Commission to observe the principle of fairness in recruitment. And under Schedule 517 of the Ordinance, when implementing the Commission, the Director of Audit can conduct audit exercises on the Commission. It also is required to submit an annual report and the balance sheet to financial statement to the Chief Executive. And all these details will have to be submitted to the LegCo for scrutiny. Also, Ombudsman is also overseeing the Competition Commission. All these will ensure that the Commission will utilize the resources in a judicious manner and apply a fair and equitable procedure for recruitment. The government will be working in collaboration with the Commission and communicate with the stakeholders to make sure that all the preparatory work will be undertaken for implementation of the ordinance. Under 49E9 of the Rules of Procedure, I will not propose any proposal for voting. I now adjourn the Council until 2:30 p.m. tomorrow.